You don't have to do it. But let's start by getting centered. Go ahead and sit tall. You can sit cross-legged. You can have legs forward if you want to. Just we're only be here for like a minute or so. So just sit comfortably, however that looks for you. And allow your shoulders to relax down your back. Feel the crown of the head lift. Feel the points of contact your body makes with the floor, your seat, your legs, your feet. Aware of the legs connecting to your pelvis. Aware of the pelvis itself. Your spine connecting to your pelvis, the sacrum. Your spine growing up through the vertebrae. Your rib cage wrapping from the spine around to the sternum. Your collarbones coming off of the top of the spine. Your arms hanging from the collarbones and shoulders. Your neck. And your skull, your head just balancing on the top of your spine. This grounded support from that root, from that base, all the way up through the body. You are supported here in this moment. Feel yourself supported here in this moment. And that might feel good just to acknowledge that at least in this moment that we have together, you are completely supported. The earth has got you. I'll be guiding you. You have you. Feeling supported. Let's see how we can connect to that a bit more through our practice this evening. So please go ahead and take a deeper, fuller breath. Go ahead and bring your palms together. Just honoring yourself as you are in this moment, body, breath, energy, and mind. It's from that place within you that we'll practice. Go ahead and rub the palms together, creating heat, stimulating the palms. And taking those heated palms over your eyes, over the head, down the neck, and bringing yourself on back. Good, so let's begin on our abdomens tonight. So if you're sitting on any props, just go ahead and move them off to the side and come to lay down on your belly. We don't always start here, but today we are. Good. Take your time coming down here. And once you are on your abdomen, I want you to bring your hands underneath your shoulders, elbows bent, and the elbows are squeezing more into your sides than out to the side, if that makes sense. Squeeze them in toward the rib cage. Good. And we'll just start with some warm-ups with Cobra, and we'll add on to it here in a moment. So with your next inhale, roll your shoulders down your back. Go ahead and lift your heart and your head away from the floor, gentle Cobra. Then exhale, just float right back down. Let's do that again. Inhale, lift the heart and head. Elbows stay bent. Exhale, release down. Let's do 3 more. Inhale, Cobra. Exhale, down. Cobra, inhale, starting to warm up the back and shoulders. Exhale, release. Cobra pose, inhale, head and chest lift. And exhale, float down. We'll add on to this by moving into Locust Pose. So with your next inhale, roll the shoulders down the back, lift the heart, head, and the legs. The pelvis grounds into the floor. Exhale, float back down gently. Let's do that one about 4 more times. Locust inhale, head, chest, and legs lift. Exhale, float down. Inhale, float up. Exhale, float down. 2 more for now. Inhale, exhale, floating up and floating on down. Take an adjusting breath here. You might feel it in your lower back a bit here. That's fine. We'll work with that. Good. And then go ahead and curl your toes under. Push the floor forward to push up to hands and knees. And let's come right into downward facing dog. After doing deep belly back bending like Cobra and Locust Pose, it's good to bring the spine into an extension like down dog. Helps to prevent back spasming and it realigns everything else. So in down dog, go ahead and walk it out a bit, pressing a heel to the floor and bending the opposite knee. Then lengthen the legs as well as the spine here. And just warming up, seeing what's here for you in your body. Taking deep breaths. Good. Now with your next inhale, please flow forward through the spine into a straight line push-up position, plank pose. And then exhale, pull back into downward facing dog. Let's do that again. Inhale, come forward into plank. Feel the core engaged a little bit then. Then exhale, pull yourself back. Let's do that a few more times. Inhale forward into plank. Exhale, pulling back. Plank pose. And back. One more time. Let's stay in plank for just one breath. Inhale. Then exhale, downward facing dog. Float gently down onto hands and knees, table pose. Then release the feet, exhale, child's pose. Take the seat to the heels, forehead to the floor. Good, feeling here for just a moment. Good, and then from here, go ahead and come up to hands and knees. And we're gonna transition onto our backs. So just however you wanna face, you can face, but we're gonna come roll down onto our backs. And have your feet flat on the floor, heels underneath your knees, about hip width apart, prepping for bridge pose. Good. So when you're ready, go ahead and lift your arms all the way overhead, knuckles on the floor above you, and then exhale, release your arms back down to your sides. Let's do that again. Inhale, lift the arms up overhead, knuckles on the floor, then exhale, release back down. One more time with just the arms. Inhale, lift, and exhale, lower. So we're going to do this a bit differently than we normally do. So lift the arms all the way overhead, inhale. And as you exhale, release the arms down, but pick the hips up. Press the pelvis toward the ceiling. So arms down, hips up. Then inhale, lift the arms overhead, release the hips on down. Normally we move the arms and hips up and down at the same time. Now we're doing opposites. Good. Now exhale, release the arms down, pick up the hips, press the pelvis up. And then inhale, arms overhead, release the hips on down. Let's do that a few more times. Exhale, press the hips up, arms come down. Inhale, arms overhead, hips release. Keep going. Moving with your breath. Let's do 2 more. And this time, as you press the hips up, go ahead and stay. Arms will come down by your sides. Hips pressing toward the ceiling. Breathe normally. Deep breath in. And then exhale, release the hips on down to the floor. Hug your knees into your chest. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, curl your chin in toward your throat. Bring your forehead up toward your knees. Shoulders lift, curling up into a ball. And let's stay up for just a few breaths here, okay? And you might naturally want to just pull really hard on the legs to keep the shoulders up. Relax your grip on the legs. You can still hold them, but engage your core to keep yourself lifted here. Really pulling your forehead more toward your knees. Good. Deep breath in. And exhale, release the head and shoulders down. Keep a hold of those legs. Just taking an adjusting breath. Then we're going to come back into that last exercise and do a bit more with it. So take a deep breath in. Exhale, curl the chin in toward the throat. Bring the forehead up toward the knees. Shoulders lift. And then extend your left leg forward. Hold on to your right leg. And then switch legs. And then switch legs. Keep the shoulders lifting. Switch, 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 switch. Keep pulling yourself up. Strong contraction at the navel. 3, 2, 1.5, and 1. Bring both knees in, relax on down. Take a deep breath in and out. Sighing is appropriate. And then keeping your right knee drawn into your chest, go ahead and extend your left leg all the way down to the floor. Good. You'll feel a gentle stretch, probably in the front of the left thigh or hip. Good. Now I want you to flex your right foot, pull the toes back toward you, and then you're going to reach down with your left hand and either grab onto the right ankle or the right heel, and then draw the heel or ankle more laterally toward your body. So there's an internal rotation of the hip here. Keep the foot flexed. That'll protect the ankle and the knee joint. And how far you go with that is up to your body. Don't force it, but just gently start to draw it in this way. This will give you a nice release in the hip. And breathe into whatever you're feeling here. And be sure that this heel, the right heel, isn't pulling down to your groin. You want it to be lifting away from the body, upwards, and then toward you a little bit. So not toward the groin, but more toward the heart, directionally, that is. Stay for another breath or two. Relax the right glute. Good. And then very carefully release and extend that right leg on down. You might now more notice what was happening in that hip. Maybe it feels like there's more circulation. Might feel like that hip is a bit looser. Definitely warrants us trying the other side. So go ahead and bring your left knee in now and just hold it here for a breath or two, just to feel that gentle stretch in the front of the right thigh and hip. And then go ahead and flex your left foot again. Pull the toes back towards your body. And then internally rotate the hip. Reach down and grab hold of the ankle or the heel. And again, don't draw it down toward the groin. Draw it up a little bit and then kind of directionally as if it was going to come to your chest. Now, when we work asymmetrically like this, we start to notice vast differences in the body. So you might notice that this hip this side feels easier to do, you might notice that it feels a lot harder to do. It's completely okay. The body's full of asymmetries. This is just one of them. But keep that left foot flexed. Again, that's protecting the joints here. And take deep breaths as you try to relax the left hip, the left glute. It's trying to hold on for dear life, but it doesn't really need to. It doesn't really need to. We're going to stay for just another few breaths. And try to keep the breath calm and steady. Good. And then carefully release. Extending that left leg down, notice sensation for a moment or two. What's happening in that left hip? What's happening in that left leg and foot? And then this next one's kind of a combination of both sides. It's butterfly pose. So whenever you bring your knees into your chest to start, and then bring the soles of the feet together in butterfly, knees going wide. Now you can reach down and grab hold of the shins or ankles. Some of you with longer arms might be able to hold on to the pinky edge of the feet, but just make a connection. And again, it's tempting to just draw the feet in toward the groin. I would rather you bring the feet up toward the ceiling a little bit and then pull down toward your chest. I know it's harder that way, but we're getting more done here. Your lower back might come up off the floor, and that's okay too. Let's take some deep breaths. Giving some love and release to these hips. Just another couple of breaths. Good. All right. Carefully release the feet flat to the floor. We're going to come into bridge pose one more time. Your arms can stay down. When you're ready, pick up the hips, inhale, press them toward the ceiling. Let's stay for about 5 deep breaths. Press up a little bit higher. Last breath. And then exhale, release the hips on down. Go ahead and take your right arm all the way over, roll to your right side, and transition up to hands and knees. Table pose once again. We're just rolling around tonight. Then once you're there, go ahead and lift into downward facing dog once again. Good, all right. So from downward facing dog, lift your right leg high into the air behind you. With your exhale, swing or carry step the right foot between the hands. If it doesn't make it forward on the first try, just reach down and grab it and help it through, all right? You're going to turn the back foot flat to the floor, toes pointing forward about 45 degrees. There's a nice bend to the front knee, and we'll practice warrior one. So extend your arms forward, peel the chest away from the thigh, keep the front knee bending, and we find ourselves in warrior one. Good, let's stay for a breath or so. Good, deep breath in. And then exhale, bring the hands on down, step back to downward facing dog, and then we'll practice on the other side. Left leg lifts, please. Then exhale, step the left foot between the hands. Back foot turns flat to the floor. Again, toes pointing forward just a hair. Bend the front knee, and then inhale, sweep the arms forward and up, peel the chest away from the thigh, keep the front knee bending. Warrior one. Lots of cues there. Good. Deep breath in. And then exhale, bring the hands down and step back to downward facing dog. And we'll try that a couple more times on each side. Right leg lifts. Exhale, step the right foot forward. Back foot flat to the floor, pointing forward slightly. Bend the front knee, warrior one. Good, deep breath in. And exhale, fold, step back, downward facing dog. Left leg lifts. And step it through. Back foot flat, bend the front knee, warrior one, sweep the arms up. Deep breath in. And exhale, fold, stepping back. Let's do one more time on each side. Right leg lifts and bring it on through. Help it forward. Back foot flat to the floor. Warrior one, come on up. Deep breath in. And exhale, fold, step back. Left leg lifts and step it on through. Help it forward. Back foot flat on the floor, bend the front knee. Inhale, come on up. Good, deep breath in. And exhale, bring the hands down and step back to downward facing dog. Good. So there's gonna be a couple of options for this next flow, and we'll do it a couple of times. The simplest version, and you can go harder from here if you want to, is to inhale, float down onto hands and knees, and exhale, do a chest press, releasing the hips back. And then we'll come into Locust Pose, inhale, exhale, float down, curl the toes under, push up to hands and knees, and back to downward facing dog. And then the second option, if you want to, is to come into plank pose instead. And then plank yourself slowly down to the floor. You'll still do locust pose, inhale. And then you'll float down, curl the toes under. And you have the option of pushing up to hands and knees or pushing back up to plank to downward facing dog. So pick your practice. We'll do it one more time and practice whichever one you would like to. So inhale, coming forward. Exhale, coming down. We'll all do locust. We'll all release. Curl the toes under, either hands and knees to down dog or plank straight up and back to downward facing dog. Beautiful. All right, from here, go ahead and walk your hands back to meet your feet, coming into the standing forward fold, allowing your upper body just to drape down over your legs and relax your head, neck, shoulders, and arms. Aware of what you're feeling here, stretching the back of the legs, maybe in your back body, lower back. Notice where you're resting the weight of your body in your feet. It's more toward the heels, just lean forward a hair. You'll take more of it into your hamstrings, the backs of the legs. Good, one more breath. And then with your next inhale, press palms to shins, come halfway up. And exhale, release down. Inhale, sweep the arms out to the side, come all the way up to standing. Arms overhead and palms to your heart. Good, feeling, sensation. It's happening in your body. All right, so let's play around with some balancing postures. So now that we're in standing, I want you to stack your feet underneath your hips. Nice stable stance. And one of my favorite ways to find out where our stable stance is to sway a little bit from side to side and stop where you feel the weight of your body evenly placed between both feet. And then do the same thing forward and back as well. And find where the body feels most balanced between the heels and the balls of your feet. And so you've made kind of a crosshairs with your body at this point. You have a nice stable center of that. And then you can take that crosshairs and you can just move it down into your left leg. So just shift it over into the left leg. You kind of feel a pulling up of the pelvis here, the heart lifting. And now it helps to focus the eyes to a single non-moving point. So once you have that, you can start to pick up your right foot off the floor. It might just be a couple of inches. You might be able to bring it all the way up into your chest. Arms can relax down or hands on hips. And breathe. If you fall, it's okay. Just take your time coming back into it. And then carefully put the right foot down. That crosshairs is coming back to center now. And then we're just going to shift it down over into your right foot. Focus the eyes to a single non-moving point, and then allow your left knee to float up as high as it wants to tonight. And breathe, of course. My joke with balancing and breathing is if you don't breathe, you'll pass out and fall. So we do it breathing. And if you do fall, it's okay. Just take your time coming back into it. Good, and then place the foot on down. All right, walk it out a little bit or shake it out a bit. We're going to come back to balancing in just a bit. For now, I would like us to practice a little bit of chair pose. So have your, again, feet stacking underneath your hips. Bring your palms to your heart. Many of you know this one, but I'll guide you through it all the same. With your next inhale, you're going to sweep your arms down, back, and up, palms together. As you exhale, bend your knees, drop your body down, sweep your arms behind you, chair prep. Keep the knees bent as you lift the arms forward and up into chair pose. Now let's stay for the exhale. Then inhale, straighten the legs, reaching up. Think about hinging from your hips as you fold forward, swan dive down. Palms to shins again, come halfway up, heart parallel to the floor. And then exhale, fold. Sweep the arms out to the side with a strong back, lift all the way up to standing, arms overhead. Then exhale, palms to heart. Good, let's do that again. Inhale, sweep the arms down, back, and up. Exhale, bend the knees, chair prep, sweeping the arms behind you. And then sweep the arms forward and up into chair pose. We'll stay again for your exhale. And then inhale, straighten the legs. Swan dive, exhale, fold forward. Palms to shins. And down. Sweep the arms out to the side, come all the way up. And palms to the heart. Keeping this energy moving. Inhale, sweep on up. Exhale, bend the knees, chair prep. Chair pose, inhale. Staying in chair pose for the exhale. Good, inhale, reach. And fold. Halfway up. And down. Arms out to the side, come all the way up. Palms to the heart. We're going to do 2 more rounds. Let's go. Inhale, sweep up. Chair prep. Chair. Lift. And fold. Halfway. And down. All the way up. Palms to heart. Last one for now. Inhale, sweep up. Chair prep. Chair. Lift. And fold. Halfway rise. And down. All the way up. Palms to the heart. Good. Take a deep breath in. Keep palms at the heart. Bend your knees. Drop down into chair pose. Shoulders down the back. The heart is lifting. The hips are sinking. And you are breathing, hopefully. Try not to clench your teeth here. Keep it a soft jaw. Good. Inhale, straighten the legs. And release the arms. Feel sensation for a moment, your body, your breath. your heart rate, anything else you might be feeling. Good. Taking a deep breath in and out. And then let's do a sun salutation. We'll play around with Warrior One and that flow that we did earlier, which you have two options to do, which is either plank to the floor, locust, and then back up, or hands and knees, heart to the floor, locust, and then back up. Okay. You can play around with both if you want to. You might start with a simpler version and move to the harder, or you might stay where you're at. That's completely fine. So let's go ahead and step to the top of your mat, whichever direction that is for you, and have your feet about hip distance apart. We're going to use that last chair flow as our introduction to the sun salutation. Bringing palms to heart, find your breath. And let's begin. Inhale, sweep the arms down, back and up. Exhale, chair prep, chair pose. And stay for the exhale. Inhale, straighten the legs. And swan dive, fold forward and down, pressing palms to shins. Inhale, come halfway up. And exhale, fold down. Go ahead and take your right foot way back. Back foot flat on the floor. Again, toes pointing forward slightly. Bend the front knee. Sweep the arms forward and up. Warrior One. Good. Now, as you come out of this, you're going to straighten the front leg. Think about hinging at the hips again and fold down over that left leg. It's okay if the knee bends a little bit here. Take a deep breath in. Then exhale, gently step back to downward facing dog. And here's where we'll do our middle flow. So again, you can come to hands and knees or plank pose. Exhale, bring yourself down to the ground. Pelvis grounding, locust lift, head, chest, and legs. Inhale. Exhale, float down. Curl the toes under, either hands and knees to down dog or plank straight up and back to down dog. Right leg lifts this time. Exhale, step the right foot forward. Help it through again if it doesn't make it on the first try. Back foot flat. Warrior One, come on up. Good. Again, inhale, straighten the front knee. Hinge at the hips, fold over the right leg. Take a deep breath in. And then this time, step the back foot forward, coming into the standing forward fold. Press palms to shins, come halfway up here. Inhale. Exhale, fold down. Sweep the arms out to the side with a strong back lift all the way up. And palms to the heart. Good, let's do that again. Inhale, sweep the arms down, back and up. Exhale, chair prep. Chair pose. Good, lift on inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Palms to shins. And then step the left foot back. Back foot flat on the floor, prepping Warrior One. When you're ready, lift yourself on up into the pose and stay for the exhale. Inhale, straighten the front knee. Exhale, fold long over the leg. Stay for the inhale. And then exhale, step back, downward facing dog. And we'll do the middle flow. Again, you can choose which version you want to do, either hands and knees or plank pose. And then coming down, locust lift, head, chest, and legs. Releasing down, exhale. Hands and knees to down dog or plank straight up and back to down dog. Once you're there, left leg lifts and step it on through, help it forward. Back foot turns flat to the floor, bend the front knee. Again, Warrior One, come on up. With an inhale, straighten the left leg. Exhale, fold long over that leg. Stay for the inhale. And exhale, step the right foot forward. Palms to shins. Exhale, fold down. Sweeping the arms out to the side, come all the way up, inhale. And again, palms to heart. Let's keep this energy flowing. Inhale, lift up arms. Chair prep. Chair pose. Good. Straighten the legs and fold down. Palms to shins. And down. Right foot steps this time, prepping for warrior one. You know how. Come on into it. With your inhale, straighten the left knee. Exhale, fold over the leg. Stay for the inhale. And exhale, step gently back to downward facing dog, moving through your middle flow on your own. You can do it. Returning to down dog when you're done. And from down dog, lift your right leg up and step it on through. Help it forward, back foot flat. Warrior one, come on up. Straighten the knee and fold long over the leg. Deep breath in. And then step the left foot forward, standing forward fold. Palms to shins halfway up. And exhale, fold on down. Sweep the arms out to the side with a flat back. Rise all the way up. Palms to heart. Let's do 2 more rounds. Inhale, sweep. Chair prep. Chair pose. Lift and fold. Halfway. Left foot steps this time, prepping for warrior one. You know how. Come on up. Straighten the knee and fold over it. Deep breath in. Exhale, downward facing dog, stepping back. Moving through your middle flow. Eventually returning to downward facing dog. Lifting the left leg up this time. Go ahead and step the foot forward, back foot flat to the floor. Come on up, warrior one. Straighten the knee and fold long over it. Deep breath in and exhale, step forward. Palms to shins and down. Sweep the arms out to the side, come all the way up. Palms to the heart. One more round to go. Let's do it together. Inhale, sweep up. Chair prep. Chair pose. Let's stay in chair pose a little bit longer this time. So sink down in, feel the heart lift just like before. Maybe focus the eyes to a single non-moving point and relax your jaw. 2 more breaths. That's 2 slow, deep breaths. With your inhale, straighten the legs, reach up. Exhale, swan dive, fold forward and down. Palms to shins, halfway up. Good, exhale, float down. Now step the right foot way back, back foot flat on the floor. Bend the front knee, warrior one. Good, let's stay in warrior one for about 5 breaths total. Now, if it's a lot to keep the arms extending straight up, you could do cactus arms, just bend the elbows out to the side. And all of us, let's think about turning the heart toward the ceiling. It's easy to kind of stay looking forward, the shoulders hunching, but take the heart forward and look up. Again, that might be easier with elbows out to the sides. Keep the front knee bending. About 1 more breath here. Good, inhale, straighten the front leg, reach up. Exhale, fold long off the hips and down over the leg. We'll stay here for a couple breaths too. And why not? We'll add a triangle pose here as well. So take your left hand onto your left ankle or shin. Take your right hand onto your right hip bone. With your inhale, straighten the left arm, bring your chest parallel to the floor, and then exhale, roll your right shoulder back. Maybe even looking up if that's okay on your neck. but take the right shoulder back regardless. Now, if your right shoulder is stacking over your left, if you can pull it back completely, then you can take the right arm into the air. If you're kind of still hunching, looking forward, that's okay. Just keep the right hand on the hip, all right? Deep breaths. Good, all right. Go ahead and unwind, look down and forward, bring the hands down, and step back to downward facing dog. Good. Going through our middle flow, inhale. Exhale, coming down to the floor. Now we're going to practice the locust pose a little bit more this time. So feel the pelvis ground into the floor. Inhale, lift the head, chest, and legs. And why not? Let's stay for 5 breaths. I'm really feeling reps of 5 tonight. So shoulders down the back, inner thighs are lifting. Heart is looking forward. You're breathing. Come to your highest point, inhale. And then exhale, float on down. Taking an adjusting breath. And then when you're ready, please return to downward facing dog. You know how. Okay, so finishing out our warrior series, lift the right leg into the air and then step the foot all the way between the hands, back foot flat to the floor. Warrior 1, come on up. Keep the front knee bending, sink on in. 5 breaths. And again, you got the arms extending straight up. You could do cactus arms. Either way, think about opening the heart, doing a little back bend on the upper back, turning the chest toward the ceiling. Again, that might be easier with the arms out to the sides. One more breath. And inhale, straighten the knee, reach up. Exhale, full, long over the right leg. Staying for about 2 breaths here. And just like the first side, we'll now do triangle pose, or a version of it, I should say. Right hand on the right shin or ankle, left hand on the left hip bone. Inhale, straighten the right arm, pull the chest away from the floor. Exhale, roll the left shoulder back, maybe even looking up. Taking that left shoulder back as far as you can. And again, if you can get the shoulders to stack on top of one another completely, you can take the arm into the air. But if that's not happening, just keep the hand on the hip and keep working the shoulder back. The arm in the air is not important here. It's pretty, but it's not important. All right, go ahead and unwind. Look down and forward. Carefully step the back foot forward, standing forward fold. Press palms to shins, come halfway up. And this time, really feel extension in the front of the body. The belly pulls forward, the heart pulls forward. And as you fold back down, you fold just a little bit deeper. Let's stay on that deeper fold for just a few breaths. Relaxing the head, neck, and shoulders, the arms. Good. Palms to shins again. Exhale down. Sweep the arms out to the side. Strong back, lift all the way up. And palms to your heart. Good. Feel sensation for a moment. After moving through that flow 5 times, a little extra at the end there. Take a deeper, fuller breath, bringing yourself back. So I promised you a bit more balancing, whether you like that or not. We'll give it a try. We'll give it a try. So again, allow the heels to stack underneath your hips. Again, find that crosshairs, that center, and you can even do the little swaying around to find out where that is for you. But once you have it, go ahead and ground it down into the center of your left foot. Feel this kind of lift come from the pelvis and pick up the right knee. Focus your eyes to a single non-moving point. Hands can be on the hips if you'd like. Now, you don't have to go any further than this, but I'm going to give you some options if you want to, okay? If you want to, you can flex the right foot, cut the heel inward, and just rest the heel somewhere above the left knee, okay? And then allow the right knee to just drop down. And you might feel a little bit of a stretch in the hip here. If this doesn't feel accessible, don't do it, all right? If you fall out of it, take your time coming into it. Keep drawing that right knee down if you're doing this version. If not, just hold the knee up toward the chest as much as you can. It's always good to practice balancing. Good. And when you feel ready, go ahead and release that foot down, whichever version you're doing. Maybe shake off the legs for a moment. Now you will remember when we were on the ground that one hip might have felt a bit more open or not open than the other. We're about to find that out again. Maybe it's a little bit more loose or looser than it was before, but we'll see what happens. So go ahead and shift that crosshairs down into the center of your right foot. Pull up the pelvic floor, feel the chest lift, and allow the left knee to rise. Now get stable here before we go anywhere else. Focus the eyes and find your breath. Then flex the left foot if you're going any further. Flex the left foot, cut it inward, and bring it somewhere above the right knee. And then allow the left knee to drop down. And breathe. I didn't mention this before, but if you're close to a wall, you can put your hand on the wall to help stabilize you in the balancing. Keep breathing. Again, if you fall, just take your time coming back into it. Try not to get frustrated. This is just practice. You're still a good human. All right, when you feel balanced on this side, go ahead and release the heel on down, shake it off a bit. And then we'll come back into the standing forward fold. So just draping the upper body back down over the legs. Anytime we do balancing, it's good to come into some sort of symmetrical posture afterwards. And then taking your time as you step back into downward facing dog. Feeling length in your spine, hips reaching toward the ceiling behind you. And then float gently down onto hands and knees. Release the feet, coming into child's pose. Okay. Go ahead and come back up to hands and knees and take your time as you come onto your back for just a couple more exercises. Got plenty of time tonight. So relaxing on down to your back. Just a few more things to do. And bring your heels back underneath your knees. And we'll go into bridge pose one more time. So again, your arms can relax down by your sides. When you're ready, go ahead and lift the hips into the air, reach your pelvis toward the ceiling, and breathe. Keep pressing up. We'll stay for just a few more breaths. Pushing up to your highest point. Inhale. And carefully, slowly release the hips on down. Good. All right. Go ahead and hug your knees into your chest again. With the knees drawn in, go ahead and take the arms out to the side, either making a T shape of the body or doing cactus arms. Keep the knees drawn into your body as much as you can. Take a deep breath in. Then exhale, allow the knees to fall to your left side. And you can relax them down once they get there. At the same time, feel your right shoulder anchor back behind you, your right elbow as well. And you might even be able to turn your chin to the right, away from the knees. The left hand, if you want, can come to rest on top of the thigh. Not forcing the twist, we're not yanking ourselves into it here, but just keeping that leg steady. And we're just breathing here. Nice soothing inhale, a nice soothing exhale. It's as if each breath is relaxing you just a little bit deeper into this pose. One more breath here. And with your next inhale, carefully bring the knees back to center. Take a breath in center. And then when you're ready, we'll do the other side. Again, arms out to the sides or cactus arms. And just drop the knees to the right this time. And as the knees go to the right, the left shoulder anchors behind you, the left elbow as well. And maybe even the chin turns to the left. And the right hand can rest on top of the thigh this time. Again, we're not yanking ourselves into the twist, but just holding that leg steady. And taking some deep breaths here. Every exhale, an opportunity to relax just a bit deeper, especially as we approach the end of tonight's practice. One more breath here. And then carefully unwind with an inhale. With your next exhale, curl your chin in toward your throat. Bring your forehead up toward your knees, shoulders lift, and get a tighter grip on the legs. You might reach further down toward the ankles or reach across and grab your wrists. But once you have that tighter grip, keep it and relax your head and shoulders back down. And you might find yourself in just a bit deeper of this knees to chest pose, this forward fold. All right. So go ahead and extend your legs down to the floor. Take your time, but make any final adjustments to rest comfortably here on your back for a few minutes, allowing the feet to flop out to the sides, the arms resting a bit by your sides, your jaw relaxing. And just begin to feel effort soften. No more doing, no more trying, no more striving. Just allow yourself to relax. And just like as when we were in the twist earlier, you can invite each breath to be an opportunity to relax or soften a bit deeper. It's as if every exhale settles you down just a bit more. Keep softening. Peace, peace, peace. Please begin to take a deeper, fuller breath. Make some gentle movements in your hands and feet, your arms and legs. Gently bringing your body back. And as you're ready, carefully roll to your right side. And coming on up to a seat. Once you're sitting, go ahead and bring your palms to your heart and lower the chin. And just honor yourself for all of the work you've done here tonight, feeling gratitude, feeling thanks to yourself, from yourself, for yourself, for all of that effort, all of that work. And may that effort and this practice continue to serve you. So until next time, namaste.